research from Johns Hopkins. I'm a brain scientist, and so I'm interested in what happens in the brain when you feel pleasure, particularly when you feel pleasure from food. Well, I thought you might enjoy seeing a video that we prepared that talks about some of what you've been struggling against. So here is a lean person, and they're seeing and smelling some food, and we're looking to see what happens in the brain. And there is a weak activation in the pleasure center of the brain. This is caused by the release of the neurotransmitter dopamine. Now, what happens when an obese person has this same stimulation? You see a much stronger activation of the pleasure center. That means that they are craving it, they are wanting it much more than the lean person. But now, look what happens when you eat it. The lean person eats a burger and gets a strong pleasure response from dopamine. The obese person eats a burger, they get a much smaller pleasure response. It's a double whammy. The obese person wants it more but likes it less. So in order to get the same amount of pleasure, what does the obese person do?
More.
Eats more, 3 burgers instead of 1.
Right.
Obese people don't overeat just because they love food so much more. They crave food, they want that food more, but the amount of pleasure they get when they eat it is actually less. And as a consequence, they're motivated to eat more and more to try to hit the same point of pleasure that lean people can get with much more moderate consumption.
So that's what you've been struggling